Hello viewers. Welcome to my channel once again. Today I'm going to take you through an important aspect of Excel, and that's making a report card. So today I'm going to show you how we can make a report card using Excel. So just straight away to the point. Of course, we have our space here. I'm going to have the name. I'm going to have the name, then of course we shall have the name, then we can put here the subject as biology. We can have this one as chemistry. We can have this one as mathematics. Then we can have GP. Then we can have ICT over here. So those are our subjects, and then here we shall have the name of the students. We have maybe we have here Mangoli. We can have here Joshua. Alright, we can have here Joshua. We can have there Kendricks. We can have there Kendricks. Here we can have here Tracy. We can have there Tracy. We can have Mark. Alright, then finally here we can have someone called Lucky. So here we are going to put the marks for the, but before we go far, of course here ICT, our last subject here is ICT. So after ICT we can have the total. We can have the total, and then after there we can have the average. We can have the average, and then what else can we put there after the average? Then we can have the rank. That's the rank over there. So after there, of course, we shall have the marks. Maybe he had a 78 in biology, then he had maybe a 67 in chemistry, then maybe a 66 in mathematics, and then 89 in general paper, and then maybe he got a 90 in ICT. Then the next one, maybe Joshua had 56 in biology, then he had 77 in chemistry, and then he had 54 in mathematics, then he had maybe a 78 in general paper, and then 90 as well in ICT. Then for Kendricks, maybe he had 45, maybe he had a 56, sorry, 45, maybe he had a 56, and then over here maybe he had again a 65, and then here maybe he had a 50, and then here maybe he had an 80 with ICT. And then we come to Tracy. Maybe Tracy had a 90, and then she scored a 75, and then here she scored a 67, and then over here she can score something like an 86, and then over here she can score as well a 90. And then maybe for Mark, maybe he has a 54, maybe he has a 34, and then here maybe he has a 77, and then over here he can have a 62, and then here he can have a 60. And then for Lucky has a 90, then Lucky has 75, then you can give him a 65, then you can give him 80, 98, right? Then you can give him 77 there. So as we see, these are the marks of the students: Mangoli, Joshua, Kendrick, Tracy, Mark, and then Lucky. So these are their marks. So of course I'm going to show you how we can insert the formulas to find the total, the average, and the rank. But then of course as we look at this, we need to make sure we don't have any errors in between our cells. And of course, as we see, everything is intact and everything is fine. So we are going to navigate through this one by one, how we can put this. Alright, So we're going to start with our total, how we can insert the formula into the total. Alright, so for the total, we shall start with the total. Of course we shall come here. The first thing what we are going to do here is remember all formulas should start with an equal sign. So we shall have an equal sign over there, and then make sure everything is intact over here. And then the next thing is we shall have our sum over there, and then what we have to do is open brackets. Then after we have opened brackets, of course we are going to see what we are going to start with. Okay, so if I'm going to start with this, I'll bring my cursor over here. Then you make sure that all this covers all this part you want to total, because now I'm going to total this for Mangole, so I'm going to make sure all this covers this part and make sure that it totals up. So I'm going to bring my cursor here, make it somewhere there in a way that I'm able to adjust it, and then bring it there, then do that, and sorry, let me see, so that's where we are going to do. We are going to make sure this one extends and covers this part. So let's see how we can do this. Can get this here and make sure it only covers this upper side. Okay, it shouldn't go beyond this side, so we have to make sure it extends up to this, from this side to this side. All right, so we have to make sure that it covers all that part. Of course, once it has covered this side, we are able to find the total of that place. And then what we don't need to forget too is close the brackets. So once we close the brackets, we click on our enter. So after it has entered, of course it has already given us the total, and it has already totaled up this. So what we are going to do is bring back our cursor up there, and then extend this down here, and then click on our enter. Have a problem with the button of my enter button. So yeah, so there it has given us the total. As we can see there, it has already totaled for us all this. So we have the total for each person here. Just by finding the total of one person here, it's able to retain the formula, and of course find for us the total of the rest of the students. As you can see here, we have a total of Mangole, we have Joshua, we have Kendricks. So the total of each student here has been established. So the next thing you're going to find here is the average. Okay, so for the average, of course, as I said earlier, every formula you start with an equal sign. Okay, so for our average, because we shall start with our equal sign here, and then we shall write average. Okay, we already have it here. So we have the average there, and then of course as we have the average, we are going to see what are we going to use for finding our average. Is it the total? What can we use? So of course, obviously it's the marks that we are going to use for finding our total. So we just do the same thing as I said. We make sure we highlight from here up to ICT before it can give us the average. So that's what we are going to do with our average. So we are going to make sure we highlight this part, and then after we have highlighted it that way, of course we shall just do the usual thing. We shall press enter, and then it's going to bring for us the average. So as we see there, we are going to So after there, we are going to close the bracket. Okay, so after you have done that, don't forget to close the bracket just like that. So after we have closed the bracket, what we do is we press enter. Okay, so when we press enter, it's going to give us the average. So as we do that, so that's how our average will look like, and of course we shall have the average there, we shall have the position, then we shall have our comment there. So this is how our report card looks like. We have the subjects, we have the grades, we have the we have the subjects, we have everything, then we have this part of the total, and then this is the part of the average, then the position, then the comment. So it's as just simple as that. So don't forget to watch and subscribe to my YouTube channel.